Well, we're down on this special berth that was commissioned a few years ago, just especially for people coming on the cruise liners who want to visit the Isle of Man. With me is Terry Toohey, who looks after all this. I mean, I remember Terry all the years in the tourism department, but the same hat on in a sense, and very exciting, isn't it? Good news for the Isle of Man.
I think so. It's a competitive business. There are more cruise ships being built every year. They're looking for new ports. They're getting a lot of repeat passengers. And if the ports that they go to can offer them an exciting array of shore excursions, a pleasant welcome and security, they're going to be here. In our situation, we've been in contact with them for some years now, and you get to know who the destination planners are. As a result, this year, happily, we've got 18 calls listed. Last year, in fact, it was 11. We lost 2 to weather, but it's definitely on the up, and the bookings for next year are looking pretty good as well.
To generalise thing though, about when cruise lines come into ports, I mean, there's always perception there's good money spend involved there. Is that the case?
Well, the studies that are ongoing everywhere, and all ports are very keen to know that, but there's one going on at the moment in Europe, and their latest figures that I've seen, they estimate that every passenger in a transit port spends 97 euros, so £90. Now that's across the board, whether it's on tours and shops, whatever. We have a lot of vessels this year who are on premium line vessels, and their spend would even be higher. But they're all welcome, and we're delighted to see them. And it's like a little sort of cream on the top, if you like. Yeah. And certainly makes a great view in the bay, and no doubt you're going to get a view of that, of one or two of these vessels. And I think there's a general feel-good factor to it. And well, we're going to keep up the efforts, and the department is really, getting involved, and which is also good.
I mean, in previous days when I've been on the steam train or something, and there's been a cruise line in, they've taken the whole of a whole carriage's worth. I mean, there's a lot of people coming through who are interested in what, because the Isle of Man does so well, which is their old sort of quainty stuff as the transport, for instance.
Correct. There's about 12 different shore excursions at the moment for today. But throughout the year, and in fact, of course, they also charter vintage transport systems. There's one of those today. Snaefell is very popular. But then, we're very lucky. In a very compact space, we have a great array of really good attractions to go and see.
Now, I mean, this was built for £750,000, wasn't it? But you like a deep berth. I suppose that would be the ultimate goal, would it? So you can get some of those bigger vessels right in here so they can get off as a passenger. I know myself when I've been on a cruise, it's nice to just be able to walk onto dry land rather than using a tender.
This is the cruise ship tender pontoon. Yeah. Before we had it, and anybody was calling any vessel that had to use a tender process, we're coming in and we're at the mercy of the tide, and some of the steps, which are pretty steep and don't have too many handrails, and equally, if the ferry hadn't left, we had to wait for that. So it caused a lot of delays, and that made problems in terms of meeting excursions and train times and what have you. This is perfect for that.
But you like a deep water berth? Would that be the ideal thing?
It would be great to have a berth that could take vessels up to 230 meters long, and I think that hopefully, when the economy gets a bit better and the ability, like they've improved the airport, that would be, I think, a very good move, because then we would get the really big vessels, because there's a limit at the moment in terms of, because of the tender operation, how many you can really aim for. And we've got vessels with up to 1,200 passengers, and that's pretty good, but sort of it takes time to get them on and off. If they could come alongside, with cruise tour buses waiting for them to get on as they step off the gangway, and the rest sort of walking to town to, keep the shopkeepers happy, that would be the perfect thing, and something to aim for.